My name's Jane Wake. I'm a health and fitness expert and I specialise in women's health. I also am a Pilates teacher, and a lot of the work I do with the pelvic floor is centred around Pilates classes. The pelvic floor is an incredibly important muscle. I would even go as far to say that it is the most important muscle in the body, because once you've connected to your pelvic floor correctly, it's like an ignition switch which then helps to switch on the rest of your core muscles, which is a lot of what we do in Pilates, is to train the core muscles and work the whole body around that strong inner core unit. If you have bladder weakness, the pelvic floor muscle is compromised in some way. So if you think of the pelvic floor as a supportive muscle for your vital organs, so the pelvic floor runs from your coccyx at the back, the tailbone at the back, to your pubic bone at the front, and it supports the bowel at the back, the uterus in the center in women, and then the bladder at the front. So if this muscle becomes weakened, those organs don't operate as well. So what happens to the bladder is that literally you cannot control, and the result is that you wet yourself. There are two key life stages for women where the pelvic floor can get considerably weakened. That's during birth or postnatally, and also during the menopause. So postnatally, what happens is during labour, the pelvic floor can get quite severely damaged. It can also, through just the weight of the baby pressing down on the bladder and pressing down onto the pelvic floor, can cause weakness during pregnancy. So whether you've had a traumatic birth or not, the pelvic floor can get seriously weakened after birth. During the menopause, what happens is your hormone levels change significantly. So estrogen drops. Now, estrogen, or a specific part of estrogen, which is estradiol, is there to actually help the integrity of your muscles. So if that part of the hormone is dropping, then the pelvic floor itself is going to lose its strength. And that's why women can significantly feel a huge difference during the menopause. Some of the common things is just the strength actually of the whole body. When the pelvic floor loses its strength, your ability to do just ordinary everyday things gets a lot harder. So if it's a woman that's got children, picking up the shopping, if you're menopausal, just trying to do anything physical can become really, really difficult, because you can't do anything without wetting yourself. And this is really destroying for a lot of people. It can cause a lot of issues. Pelvic floor exercises are brilliant. They do work. They do help to strengthen your pelvic floor. The problem is they're really, really difficult to do. I've spent my life teaching women and men how to do pelvic floor exercise, and I know firsthand that a lot of people struggle. In fact, 50% of women will struggle to actually do pelvic floor exercise. But the fact of it is there is now another solution, which is Innovo, and this is brilliant. We are recommended to do around 100 contractions a day to actually see improvements in the pelvic floor. Now, I also happen to know that through looking at all the research, if you were able to do 200 contractions a day, then you get even better results. Now, Innovo will give you 180 perfect contractions in just 30 minutes. Now, that's almost impossible to do on your own. So Innovo can do that for you. You don't even have to think about it. I'm supporting the Let's Be Honest campaign because I feel absolutely passionately about the fact that women should not have to suffer in silence. 1 in 3 women do have bladder weakness. And the fact of it is that we aren't alone. There are other women out there, and we should be able to share this knowledge. It shouldn't be a taboo subject, because there are solutions. There is help out there. You shouldn't have to be alone.